Hello, 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 and welcome once again to Movies That Pop. I'm the Kernel, and let's see what popped up in theaters this week. Whoa, man! This movie is intense. It's no escape. From the moment the first scene ends in an act of shocking violence, followed by a smash cut to the title filling the screen, you know this movie is not quite the action movie you were sold in the trailer. Nope, it's gonna be a little cheaper, it's gonna be a little trashier and more exploitative. This movie is gonna go for it, man. Prepare to piss yourself. Yeah. Memo to the studio, you have the Colonel's permission to put that quote on the DVD box. Once you get over the bait and switch, the movie more or less lives up to this promise. No Escape provides visceral thrills. It will tie your stomach in knots and leave you as a quivering puddle on the floor. It's scary, it's involving, it is relentless. Just don't think about it too much or you'll realize that it doesn't really play fair or play nice. That's it for the capsule review. Let's get in depth. Now don't let the trailers deceive you. This is not an action movie. There's no character arcs for our protagonists. You don't follow a flawed hero through a gauntlet of challenges so that he can redeem his mistakes by saving the day. No, it's not a survival drama meant to inspire you with a story of human bravery. No, this film, No Escape, is structured and plotted and acted like a horror movie. Not just any horror movie, a slasher movie. Slasher movies exist to put characters you relate to in terrifying situations and then milk their terror for the entire film. Satisfaction from a slasher movie does not occur when the hero, usually it's a heroine. We all know the cliche of the final girl. When the heroine heroically defeats the boogeyman, but when she merely escapes and the movie is over. The boogeyman or monster is usually mute or difficult to understand using anything but body language and thus cannot be talked to or reasoned with. They are also relentless and have an almost supernatural means of tracking their prey, which they pursue with personal and extreme prejudice. Supporting characters and throwaway extras are mowed down without ceremony. Human life is cheap and fleeting. You can attack the monsters, but it's always a feeble attack and you never do much damage. All that you can do in a slasher movie in alternating moments is either hide or run for your life. These are the rules and constructs of the slasher movie. Slasher movies do one thing and they do it really well. They scare you to death and then they release you into the world, safe and sound. And I can appreciate a well-made slasher movie. That's just not what I was expecting with No Escape, based on the marketing materials. Here's the story in a nutshell. Owen Wilson plays a well-meaning, down-on-his-luck husband and father who moves with his family to accept a job in Thailand. Or at least a fictional country, which looks a lot like Thailand's Chiang Mai province, where everyone speaks Thai, but which in no way could possibly be confused with the actual real-life Thailand. Incidentally, this is only the latest in a string of big Hollywood movies which paint Thailand with a particularly grimy brush, but I'll leave that further discussion for my related video, 5 movies not to watch while planning a trip to Thailand. Look for it on my channel. I'm sorry for the digression. Anyway, Owen Wilson arrives in Thailand with his family, and the morning he arrives there, he decides to take a walk to get a newspaper. Having done no research whatsoever on where he is moving his family to, his children, he doesn't know anything about the surrounding area. Look, I'm going to Chiang Mai on vacation. I'll just say, I am going to Chiang Mai. I'll be there for 3 days. And I have looked at maps, checked Yelp for restaurants, learned a few useful Thai phrases, and used Google Street View to do virtual laps around the city center. This guy's moving his family there and he doesn't even know how to get down the block? Come on, dude, fortune favors the prepared. Anyway, after walking to what can only be described as a shanty instead of a store, he sees all the newspapers, which are in Thai, because this is totally not Thailand, and actually asks the proprietor, "Oh, do you have any newspapers in English, like a USA Today or something?" And then, shockingly, when the guy produces a USA Today, Owen Wilson checks the date. This is 3 days ago. Do you have anything more recent? And I'm like, come on, buddy. If you were to pinpoint the moment where the entire Thai race begins to hate Owen Wilson and want him dead, I think you can start right there. Come on, dude. Just be grateful for yesterday's news and read it. Anyway, but there's no time for that criticism, because as soon as he goes outside to read his 3-day-old USA Today, a blonde white guy holding a USA Today, can you look like any more of a fish out of water? Here comes an angry mob of people who have just murdered the Prime Minister, performed a coup d'etat, and are now in the streets hunting for all the Americans to slaughter them brutally. From then on, the film is a hair-raising string of chases and escapes, which very effectively will wring every ounce of moisture from your body. Now, fitting the slasher movie mold, the totally not Thai people are relentless, bloodthirsty, and indiscriminate in who they kill on their way to murdering Owen Wilson and his family. Now, they do seem to want those specific 4 Americans dead, and they have an almost supernatural ability to find them, no matter how far away they get or how effectively they hide. The situations that these crudely drawn monsters put this family in are almost unbearably horrifying, and this cast sells that terror incredibly well. Lake Bell, who is mainly a comedian, while also being one of the most beautiful women on the planet, is especially good here as a mother finding hidden reserves of strength. Pierce Brosnan is also a hoot, should be singled out here, as a seemingly retired military man who pops in and out of the story to provide some exposition and context. Nothing too deep, this is a slasher movie after all, but he is always welcome whenever he shows up. He's also part of one scene which feels a little clunky, and it's an attempt to sort of humanize the enemy at the same time as providing some sort of half-hearted critique of American foreign policy.
Most of those merciless men out there, they're just trying to protect their children, just like you.
But it just feels like a wuss out after they spent so much time demonizing these enemy fighters. But don't worry, that part is over in half a second, and then we're back to the Thais being devils and inhuman, murdering, raping monsters. Yeah! Oh, then they're totally not Thai people. They're fictional, some other Asian country. Totally not Thais. By the time you get to the half-baked and kind of comical conclusion, which involves a race to the border of, Vietnam? See? I told you this totally wasn't Thailand. You will be worn out by the film's battering parade of violence and suspense. I award No Escape a medium bag of popcorn. This is trash, but it's well-made trash. It's fun in a pulpy sort of way. It's scary. If you can ignore the inherent xenophobia and simply appreciate it for what it is, a slasher movie in action movies clothing, then you're bound to actually enjoy yourself. Just bring an extra pair of shorts. That does it for Movies That Pop. As I mentioned, I'll be going to Thailand myself soon. But don't worry, I've still got some reviews for you to enjoy while I'm gone. There's also the big summer blowout episode coming up, where I summarize the best and worst of summer 2015 and give you a preview of some of the movies we'll be talking about in the fall. In the meantime, click the thumbs up below if you liked what you saw. Always remember to subscribe so you'll never miss a review, and tell us what you think in the comments below. In the meantime, thanks for watching Movies That Pop. I'm the Kernel. Keep your head down!